Hello ladies, I am about to teach you how to do the Laso Formoso. That's what it's called, at least what I know. It's from Brazil, I believe. So I'm going to translate the measurements. What we need for this bow is, these are 12 inches. If you want to do it just one-sided, single-sided, or print-sided, you only need two. But since I'm going to do it double-sided, I need two of the solids and two of whichever pattern you choose. I chose this one for, I'm gonna do it for Valentine's since it's almost time. These are just tweezers that help me gather the bow a little bit. Once I have it ready, you guys will know what I mean once I get to that step. You would need pins. My pins are too thick, like way too thick. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, so instead of that, I'm gonna go ahead and use needles, which are way thinner than those. Okay, so you need needles, pins, needle and thread for sure. Be sure that it's a good thread. In my case, I'm using upholstery thread. It's this one right here. The camera can get it. There it is. Sorry, everything's shaky. I got that one at Walmart. Then your lighter to heat seal your ends. You would need your measuring tape, some scissors. And that would be it, ladies. Let's get started. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is put these two together. You have to find the side that you like the most. In my case, is this one. And I'm gonna go ahead and heat seal the ends so the ribbon can get joined together. If you can't, then it's fine. I always have a hard time doing that. That's why I say if you can't. So I'll go ahead and do that. Careful not to burn your fingers, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and heat seal the other end. Okay, that's good enough for me. Okay, never mind. It's not. This ribbon I always have trouble with, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. At least one side it's there. So you put it together, you do the same thing with this one, pretty much. Heat seal the ends. To the other side. Mine, for some reason, was a little bit shorter. And I'll give you guys the measurements. I cannot believe I didn't give you guys the measurements. I'll go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so this is just, see, that's why I told you guys, be careful, make sure you don't burn yourself like I just did. Okay, these are one and a half inch ribbon, and there is 12 inches. There are 12 inches long, pretty much. Or if you want to put it the other way, 12 inches. 12 inches long, and this is 1.5 inch ribbon. Okay. The next thing that we're gonna do is pretty much measure. That's why it is very, very important to have a measuring tape for this bowl, because it does require a lot of measuring. So be sure you have a measuring tape, or you can use we have a cutting mat. That is really helpful too. Excuse my voice, but I'm barely getting out of a bad cold, so my voice sounds all weird. Okay, so I'm gonna need 6 of these. You need around 6. Let's see. Five and one more. There it is. Okay, first off, what I'm gonna do, or what you guys are gonna do, is find the center of your bowl. Okay, I just literally all I did was fold it in half. Put both ends together, and you will find. Don't crease it too much. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys why. This bowl requires that this is not creased. Why? Because let me show you an example. Right here, this is another bowl I've made. You see this little crease? I decided to heat seal it so I could know where the center was. But at the end, you know, the bowl shows where the line is. And that's the whole point of this bowl, that it, you know, it looks pretty and not, it doesn't show the little crease there. So once I know where the center is, it's right here pretty much. I'm gonna go ahead and put a pin just on the side of where I had the little line. So let me go ahead and show you guys. Okay, apparently this is not too much in the center, so we're gonna go ahead and do it like this. Let's see, right there. The center there. And then you find your center for this one. Sorry if the camera doesn't get it. The center for this one would be right here. Okay, so now we have them both like this. Now what we are gonna do, see in mine I'm missing a little tiny piece right there at the end, but it is fine. Okay, let me go ahead and take all these tools out of the way. There's a little needle. Now what we are gonna go ahead and do is measure from here, you know, from the beginning to the middle, 4.5 inches. So I go ahead and see 4.5 is right here, right where this little line is. So that's where I'm gonna put my pin, and I'm gonna put it on this side. So it's 4.5. Okay, now I'm gonna turn it. You guys saw the 4.5, and then another 4.5 from beginning to end. I put 4.5, and then again I find where it's supposed to go, which is right here. And I'm gonna put another pin or needle in the same direction that you put the other one. Mine is up right now. See right there. Now you have 2 little needles right here and one on the center. You see it? Now you're gonna do the same thing with the other one, but you're gonna do it on the opposite side. For example, if the pins are on up on this one, these pins are gonna go on the bottom of this one. So 4.5, you find your, where you're gonna place your pin. 4.5. I'm gonna turn it around. Find again where your 4.5 are gonna be. 4.5. Mine are right here. My pin in this case is on the top. In my case with this ribbon, it does not matter. See, like I have them right now because the pattern is the same if I flip it the other way too. But if you have a pattern that is not the same, you know, like a chevron stripes or something, you gotta do it like opposite, like this one. The pins are on the bottom, and this one the pins are on the top, okay? And now what we're gonna do, get your ribbon. You know, the middle is right there, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it like a V shape. Let me show you guys. Pretty much you have it like this, a little bit to the side, and you're gonna put it like a V shape like this. Okay? I always start with the other side, however. I always start like this, so I don't get confused. Because that way, if you're using a different pattern, ribbon, you don't get the bow not backwards, but the pattern would look different on one side of the bow and the other side of the bow. So what you want them is to be, um, you want them to be more even, I suppose, from one side and the other side, so they can look uh, like they match. There you go. So I'm gonna, a really helpful tip with those that I'm mentioning, like the chevron stripes and the ones that don't match for the ribbon, is doing one like this, a V, and see how the pattern is on this side. For this one, instead of going the same way, you are gonna do it the opposite way. See, you make like a little W kind of thing with the pattern. Okay, so this is a really helpful tip, because that way you don't get confused, and when you're putting your bow together, all that time that it took you and you just realized that, you know, you did it wrong. So this is really helpful. At least for me it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that. For now, I'm gonna do this side first. I always start with that side. Now you see where the pins are. Um, what we're gonna do is pretty much put. I always put it around there. Let's see where the pin starts, where you did the mark of the pin, right there. Go ahead and focus on that. Where you have the pin and it's starting, that is where you're gonna do your fold. You're gonna fold it straight from where you have a pin. The pin is pretty much gonna tell you where the line is gonna go, where you're gonna fold your ribbon, okay? And we don't need this one anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. Okay, this is the middle one that we had to know where the center was for the bow. And since I already did this fold, let me go ahead and do it. The pin is right here, which pin and pin have to pretty much cross each other. And then you just fold this side to the bottom, straight from where the pin is, pretty much. I just poked myself with the pin. Alrighty, so now I don't need this pin anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. Okay. If you're having trouble still, you can use the tweezers at this point to kind of help you, you know, so your bow doesn't move. I don't need it because I've already have a bunch of practice with this bow. Anyhow, what you're gonna do next is fold on this side. You know, the pin is pretty much gonna tell you where to go straight again. So you fold it back again, just like so. Like that. Okay. And now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the pin. This one, I'm gonna, instead of just removing it, I'm gonna pinch the center, okay? So my bow doesn't move anymore. Okay, you should be having something like this right now. If it sounds confusing, let me know in the comments. Okay, all you do is pretty much align from the center. The center is this crease, okay? And then this is where we put one pin, this is where we put the other, and that's gonna be your base to know where to go straight from there. The next step from there is you're gonna go ahead and grab this end and put it on this side. Okay, so if you see that the bottom part doesn't have a pattern, and this part does, it means you're doing that other side. Which it doesn't matter. As long as you follow the directions, you'll be good. So you're going to bring it up like this to the little triangle that you have here. And it's going to end up right there on the little edge of that triangle. With the opposite color of the triangle. Because you see it's red and then the whichever color pattern you're using. Same thing with this one. This one, you're going to go ahead and bring it up. And it's going to be with the opposite colors, you see? It goes, it has a little pattern. Oh, sorry. Has a little pattern there. I'm going to go ahead and remove the pin. Okay, so it's going to be like that. And it's going to have a pattern, solid, pattern, solid. Let me see if you guys can see that. Now you're going to use your needle. And you are going to go ahead and sew your bow down. Give me 1 second. Let me get my needle ready. Okay, I don't know how comfortable you feel with this step. This does not matter how you sew it down. Like if you want to do it one side and then the other and then you put it together, that is fine. I'm going to show you guys how I do it, where you don't have to do it one by one. You do both at the same time. So I do 1, 2, and then I go down. I always leave this part a little bit longer. I'm going to show you guys why in a little bit once I do that other side. And I don't know if the camera can focus on this. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here you're going to go through the edge of this ribbon and at the same time through the edge of the little triangle piece of the opposite color. Okay, so like this. Oops. And then same thing with this one. Be sure you get the tip of this triangle and be sure you go through the little loop, the triangle that is with the other ribbon. Triangle, square, sorry. Okay, so you go through the triangle and make sure you cut the ribbon that's behind it. Alright, and you do the same thing with this one. If you're using a double ribbon, make sure you get both ribbons because yeah, you have to be sure you get both ribbons. See, like mine, I was not getting it. So yeah, no, I'm gonna do 1, 2, and a third one right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave this one to the side. This is how it should look. Let me go ahead and show you guys. And sorry about my nail, I just cracked it today. Okay, it should look like this. Hope you guys can see that. Okay, I'm gonna put this one to the side and continue with the other one. So this side is the opposite way. It's going the opposite way. See, I'm gonna go ahead and base where I'm gonna fold it. I'm gonna join the two parts where the needles are gonna cross pretty much. One of my needles is here and the other one's here, or pins if you're using pins. So mine, in my case, is right there. Now, since you have the pattern on this side, now you do it on the opposite side. Now you go down like that. And I have a needle on this side, so let me go ahead and remove it. And now that I know that side's already done, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that one. This one goes straight from the pin where you have your needle or pin. It goes straight ahead because that's where the line that we had done is at. All right. like this. You go ahead and put this one up. And now as you can see, the colors are the same as the other one. And then you go ahead and put this one up. The colors are now inverse. Now it's a red pattern, red pattern. But that is how they're supposed to go actually. And now you grab your needle and thread that you still have the other piece of the bow connected. And you're gonna do the same thing. One. See, this is why, let me show you guys. This is why I use my little tweezers. To be sure that I get my bow properly. At the same time, not creasing the edge, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna do the 1, 2, 1. I am not good at doing my stitches like this. I'm gonna tell you from right now, as you can tell, because I never do my bows like this. But this bow, you kind of have to do it like that. 1, 2, 3, and this one's gonna go down. Be sure you get both sides. This little triangle and the square piece of the, pretty much the ribbon that's on the edge. And the very edge of the triangle. And then you're gonna do the same thing with this one. Be sure you kept both. See the little triangle part and the back of the ribbon. Needle, my thread got stuck there. There we go. Okay, now after that, gonna do 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm gonna take off my little tweezers. You can also use, I don't know, any other little tool that you like. See my bow, how it's connected like this? Both sides here, and the opposite ends as well, like the same color. Maybe you guys can see it. Let me get it closer to you guys. See all the stitching right there? Okay, so what we're gonna do, I always put these together like this. I do a little tug. Let me get the camera to focus on it a little better. You guys can't see it. Give me 1 second. Well, that would have been much helpful a long time ago. Sorry about that. Okay, so you put the two sides together and you're gonna pull on the side that doesn't have the knot. The knot stays over here, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and pull it a little. Be sure that at the same time you're shaping your bow a little bit. Okay. And now, here's the little trick that I learned, okay? On where your knot is, on the middle, you're gonna pass your needle through that. Like so. And you're gonna go ahead and pull. Pull tightly. Once you have it where you want it, which mine is pretty much there already. Once you have it where you want it, I flip it. Sorry, you guys didn't get that. I flip it pretty much. Okay, so once you have it like this, see, all I did is loop that part. Once you have it tight enough, I'm gonna go ahead and put a stitch through it. Sorry about that. Okay, once you have it like this, I'm gonna go ahead and stitch through it. Put the needle on it. I always do 3 little loops on on the the needle. 1, 2, 3. Then you just pull it out like so. You already have a knot there. After this, you're both pretty much done, but I always do this. I always do um, I always go around it like 3, 4 times pretty much. And then after that, I do another little stitch on the back just to close that uh, and you pull pretty tight. Okay, after that it's sealed already, has a good knot on it and stuff. This one's still good, so I'm gonna save it. And we are done with our Laso Formoso. Pretty much all you need to do. There's people that use it like this and it looks cute, see, because it has both. Oh, sorry. There's people that use it like that because it has both sides. But this one looks super cute. Well, let me take off those threads right there. See, and here what I do is put my fingers through it, like so, like that. And it can be either side. You can leave it like this, or you can use it the other side. You can put spikes on it. You can put some tails down, whichever you want. This is pretty much how a single-sided one looks. That's how it would look. Of course, this one, like I said, I did the crease to pronounce, and it shows, so don't do that. And yep, next thing I'm gonna do is pretty much put the clip on the back and just well, I'm just gonna use this little knot for it because I don't know what clip I'm gonna use yet, so I'm just gonna do a little knot on the back, just like so. And there you guys have it, the little Laso Formoso. I'm gonna call it something else. I don't know what to call it, but yeah. There you go. Thank you. Be sure you like us and subscribe to our channel for more videos. For the next tutorial, I think I'm going to be showing you guys exactly this technique, using this technique, but changing a little tweak, and you get this beautiful bow. Like this one. You guys see it? Looks like a little butterfly. Really beautiful. Super loopy. Anyways, I think that would be it. And we show you guys how the finishing bow looks like. There it is. Thank you and goodbye.